All right, team, so we're going to discuss some points of performance with the deadlift. And so even though it's a very great fundamental movement, there's some points of performance that are very important to make sure that you're doing it accurately and for full training effect. So with the deadlift, it is a hip hinging movement, and then no matter what piece of equipment that you're using, the only real things that are going to happen and that are different from your body is going to be foot or say hand position. So I have an athlete that is set up on a barbell, again a piece of equipment that's probably the most common say movement for deadlifts. The athlete is first going to find their feet. A good way to do that to make sure they're underneath your hip position is just to make a little bit of hop where they naturally fall underneath your body is a good foot position. Then they're going to reach down and find a good hand position. Feet and hands are going to be the most important thing. The athlete, as you notice, uses about a thumb's width off of the knurling of the barbell, or in a standing position, if the athlete has about thumb's length off the thighs, that's usually a good starting position. But the athlete starts by engaging her hamstrings and then engaging a good flat back position, pulling those shoulder blades back, pulling her body under tension, and then starts that pull up her shins, rising her chest into that locked out standing position. Now, as the athlete goes back down, she's doing the exact same hinging motion in reverse, bringing the hips back, dropping the chest in a deep position, and sinking that bar to the ground. So the athlete's going to do 3 repetitions at full speed. Great. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to move to the same deadlift. Again, the athlete's body, as you notice, is going to go through the same ranges of motion, but we're going to use kettlebells. This is something that's going to be very common to how you might use a hex bar. So you have independent weight now that's on either side of your body, and it's going to be equally balanced. But the athlete's hinging motion from their hips and body are doing the same things. Again, finding that hand position, good foot placement, keeping the body under tension with a good flat back, and then driving vertically into that standing locked out position. And then hips hinging to, back down to put the weight back to the floor. Good. So now another piece of equipment that is commonly used for deadlifting could be a dumbbell. Now, again, a lot of the same points of performance with this. The only thing that's going to be different is that the dumbbell, as it's on the ground, is going to be a little bit deeper and lower. This is not where you're going to give away back position, but you're going to have to sink a little bit lower in your knee bend in order to get your hands to the dumbbell. So the athlete, again, finds their feet that's comfortable for them, for the dumbbells, then finds that hand placement, engages the back, engages the hamstrings, drives out of the bottom, and then again, hinges those hips to get to that standing position as they go through the range of motion, lifting the dumbbell to standing and then back to the starting position. So, some things to consider is that you're going to have movements where your body's going to be doing a lot of the same hip hinging motion, but maybe with a single piece of equipment as opposed to one in each hand. So first, let's demonstrate a kettlebell, a single kettlebell deadlift. So this time the athlete's going to take somewhat of a straddle stance to the kettlebell, use 2 hands to reach for that kettlebell. Notice the body position is still set up in the same manner, and again, driving with their feet into the floor, raising that chest up to get to that standing position. Body is still going through the same range of motion it would with the other pieces of equipment. The only thing is changing is hand placement. All right, another deadlift motion that you're going to see in training is either a single leg deadlift or even just a Romanian deadlift, either with a single piece of equipment or even possibly with a barbell. Right now we're going to demonstrate with a dumbbell, with a single dumbbell for that Romanian deadlift, or say straight leg deadlift, as some people call it. So the athlete again squares up to a dumbbell, gets a good foot position, When in that standing position, what the athlete's going to do is keeping what I call a unbuckled knee position. She's going to do a single leg deadlift where she's lowering that dumbbell as low as she's comfortable, but hinging that leg to her rear. And again, keeping those hips locked into place. This is a good stabilizer workout as well. You might even see it in a warm-up or two before you go into a heavy barbell deadlift day. But, and then however many reps you do on one side, let's switch it up and do the other leg. And again, same points of performance, letting those hips hinge, lowering the dumbbell to the ground, and hinging back up. And that's it. So this has been deadlifts. Again, if you have any questions or concerns as it relates to how to perform these movements for your training program, please ask any questions to your coach.